Excuse me, my brothers, sitting in that soul food restaurant. Yes, you sir, with the collard greens, and you sir with the cornbread. Put the cornbread down and put the collard greens down and vote for Jeff Johnson. It's the name that you know and the name that you'll never forget. Just like them collard greens. When you think collard greens, you think Jeff Johnson. Alright, next caller. Hello sir, you two playing golf in the middle of that park. Are you guys looking for an amazing president? Yes, are you looking for a very president you can count on, most preferably a black president? Oh yes, and if that's so, don't forget to vote for the name Jeff Johnson. It's the name that you know, and it's the name you'll never forget. Next caller. Hey, are you a tool? I don't know what you are doing at Chinatown. If you want a nicer president who care about you, who want to go down to your town and try your Thai and try your sesame chicken and your egg roll and your spring roll, don't forget to go to the poll with your egg roll and count for Jefferson Johnson. Jeff Johnson is the name that you will know, and it's the name that you do not want to forget.
Hey, you two! I don't know what you are doing in the shack in the restaurant. A man has a right to vote if he so pleases. So do me a favor and go down to the office and vote for Jeff Johnson. If you do not vote for Jeff Johnson, I will just assume that you are just a bunch of smug system bastards.
Alright. Next caller. Alright, thank you very much. Don't forget to vote for the name Jeff Johnson. It's the name that you know and the name that you care. Alright, and we're out. Alright. Now that was a lot. Sorry about that, whoever I offended out there with them impressions. But you guys know we live in the conniving world of politics. Even a professional shyster like me, Mr. Thomas Jefferson Johnson, can find himself being outmatched by the best. Now, after using name recognition to get elected, Johnson enjoys many of the same financial perks as other politicians. However, while investigating the connection between electric companies and cancer in young children, he unexpectedly develops a conscience. Unfortunately, fellow Congressman Dick Dodge, Mr. Dick Dodge, Chairman Dodge, isn't about to let him rock that boat. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Thomas Jefferson Johnson. See, what happened was, there was this former president. He was white. He wasn't black. His name was Jeff Johnson. And I got Jeff Johnson in my name. I go by Thomas, but if you take away the Thomas, you condense the Jefferson, and you keep the Johnson, what do you got? You got Jeff Johnson. So you vote Jeff Johnson in office. Basically, in a nutshell, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. In conclusion, read my lips. That is what's going on here. So, if you are new, don't forget to vote for Jeff Johnson by clicking that red button down there. I know it says subscribe, but secretly it says vote. So if you click vote down there, hey, if you click vote for Jeff Johnson, who knows, you might get an incentive or reward, or I might just be your new favorite president. I'll reward you with some of this cash. When it comes to this era of Eddie Murphy's career, which we all pray and thank for serving his country, he did his country well, both comically and sexually. The 90s has him most associated with Boomerang, the Nutty Professor, Dr. Dolittle, Life in the PJs, the projects. When it comes to something forgettable or unappreciated, I think The Distinguished Gentleman Effortlessly falls under that radar. Now, if I didn't know better, I would just call the movie a loose and indirect reboot on Trading Places and say that it has an identical format, but being identical is not the same as being equal in this country. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? So, we had just seen him have a relatively mixed start in the 90s with another 48 Hours and then Boomerang, which is most definitely underrated. The Distinguished Gentleman is only another underrated picture that stands adjacent in quality. Concerning the plot line, it doesn't go above solid quality entertainment, but through its premise and protagonist. If anything, it seems as if the distinguished gentleman shares some identical chromosomes with trading places. It would be as if he went through the same scenario, albeit one that is political rather than socio-economical. Now, Trading Places is one of those best films to represent the economics world, but this is possibly the only Eddie Murphy comedy thus far where the comedy is the only thing that will remain iconic. The campaigning of Thomas and Jefferson Johnson and... Oh, we got a call coming. Excuse me for a sec. Yes, hello, Chairman Dodge. Yes, hello, this is Joshua Benson from the NAACP calling about asking for chairman committees. No, I just have a few questions to ask. Does the chairman have any African Americans? No African Americans. Okay, well, does the chairman committee have any Asians or Native Americans? No Asians or natives. Well, does the chairman have any handicaps or gays in the committee? No gays. Okay, thank you for calling. Just forget that I called. Tell him I said hi. Bye. All right. So, what was I saying? So, the campaigning of Thomas and Jefferson Johnson will only boast my raw caliber of talent. You know, what he was just for a second. He was black, white, Asian, and Jewish all in the same scene. That is just a testament to how much raw talent and how worthy he is to be elected for president. Once again, read my lips.
Yeah!
So, Thomas Jefferson Johnson's decision to be a con artist disguised as a congressman. You see how I did that right there? Con artist, congressman. It's all connected, okay? It's all connected in some way. Before eventually becoming president is one that is more unprecedented as opposed to being planned. Perhaps the setup for him being in this position could have been more or less dependent on the former Jeff Johnson's death by Cummington. Not Covington, but it was always the scheme to attain the money that runs on the streets of DC. Cause see, my friend Armando thought it was Las Vegas. No, it is not Las Vegas, my friend. No, it is the streets of DC. But to feel the actual weight of democracy on his shoulders is one that quickly changes his motif and his motive. Oh, we got another call coming. Yes, who's this that's calling? Rotten Tomatoes. Yes. Yes, sir, it is. Okay, well, do you have any Asians or Yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. So what? You heard me on the other line saying that? All right, well, whatever. Thank you for that statistic. Bye. Okay, so I was just informed by the Rotten Tomatoes committee that the distinguished gentleman has 13% of votes of people that say yes to the distinguished gentleman, and everybody else says no, because a percentage that says no knows that I'm a con man. So, from con man to congressman, Eddie Murphy's first non-Paramount production takes the summit of wealthiness and Trading Places and recycles it for a paperweight political position in the White House, who only ballots of comedy are accepted. So for that, I'll give it a little more than what it deserves. 7.2 out of 10. Now, it is not as good as Boomerang. It is definitely better than 48 hours. Another 48 hours. And I wouldn't say this is a gem, but it definitely is underrated. So 7.2 out of 10. That is the final saying from your very president, Jeff Johnson. Don't forget to vote, elect, and share with your friends and family. In translation, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this link with your friends, family, and all your other political people so that they can know the name Jeff Johnson and that they will never forget. Have a good evening, thank you, good morning, and good night.